All right, welcome to another edition of War Media Bears pregame. It is week number 7, and it is Monday Night Football. The 2-4 Chicago Bears taking on the 3-3 New England Patriots. I am Saul Rodriguez, along with Joe Tanksley. How are we doing on this Sunday, man?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm glad that my Sunday is not going to be ruined by watching the Bears today, but but I'm excited to see some other football games, and uh, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. I forgot who it was. Posted like a meme with Homer Simpson sleeping, and they were like, "How I'm
hmm
sleeping on Saturday night, knowing the Bears can't ruin my Sunday."
Right.
But they can ruin your
Exactly.
Monday. They can ruin your Monday now. So I guess
Right.
we'll see. But no, we'll get right into it, man. So obviously, this being the final prime time matchup of the season for the Bears. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm relieved. I'm tired of seeing them, just lose on prime time.
But
What are your overall thoughts on that? Like, do you think there's a thing to it? Like, do you think like the Bears, because for example, I mean, they have a losing record. I believe it's on Monday nights is, for example, Monday nights, I believe they're 22 or sorry, 32 and 42, and then 15 and 26 all time on the road. Do you think there's something to it? I mean, I guess the lights are on maybe at night.
you know, I don't really think there's anything to it except that they just don't have much talent and they stink right now.
Yeah.
uh, people keep asking, why do they get the prime time? It's like, well, we're the third largest market in the country.
Yeah.
And win or lose, Bears fans are going to tune in. You know, so that's why we get the prime time games. But they haven't done much of anything else to deserve it. But you know, Chicago. In Chicago, you want to put Chicago in primetime markets because it's a primetime market, and you want to put them in the primetime slot because people are going to tune in. So that's pretty much what it boils down to. I am, like you said, relieved, because now we, won't have to be the butt of the nation, for the next few weeks. But it makes for an interesting matchup on Mondays, considering they called it the mini bye week. 10 or
Hmm.
11 days they've had off since they had that Thursday night game, and you know, and they've had an opportunity to do some self scouting and and really it's the times that to do some self evaluation and times to fix the things that you're doing wrong and get on the right track. Uh, that's tough because you're going to go against Bill Belichick, who's one of the greatest masterminds in NFL history, and who's a guy that we know will do anything to win, whatever it takes to win. He's the coach that's going to do it. So, the Bears going to have a rough one on Monday.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think also to the big market thing is you're so right. Like people are always complaining, like overall, like we get it. Like I know we know Chicago sports aren't the best, especially right now. But like, what are we gonna do? We're in a big market. It's like everyone gets mad because the Blackhawks are always on national TV, even now when they suck. And so it's like, I mean, it's just because there's plenty of reasons. I mean, they were big when the NHL was on lockdown. They came back. It's like, dude, it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just the way it is. It's just the way things are.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, going on to Bill Belichick, you mentioned him, and he actually could surpass George Halas at a second all time in wins with the win on Monday. And also another thing too was, I don't know if you heard, but there was he had like a 7 minute, almost, it was like a 7 minute, like they said some
Yeah.
call it a soliloquy at the beginning of his press
Uh,
conference on Wednesday talking about the Bears. But I kind of think, I'm like, is it one of his mind games, just trying to get like into the Bears head, like, oh, like something like, maybe he's speaking too highly of us. He thinks too highly of us. He's trying to get in our head,
you
because he
know
always
what?
does that type of stuff.
I don't really think it was a mind game. Anything to mess with the Bears psychologically or emotionally. I don't think it was any of that. But he's a coach. He's a coach's coach, and when everybody knows the Bears don't have that much talent, but you got to get your team ready to play. So you focus on the positives, so your team doesn't have a letdown. And that has to be his message to get his guys to go in there on Monday and dominate. This focus and take away what they do well. This not take these guys lightly because they get paid too. You know, and they're trying to win. The Bears, have for whatever it is, they haven't quit in the game yet, and so um, I don't. They're not close to being a good team, but they have not quit and they play hard. And you know, if your team like Bill Belichick sees that, so they have to go in there and take it serious.
No, yeah, and the thing is too is he is such a smart coach, and they kind of talked to Matt Eberflus about it, asked him about it, about how the Bears expect to adapt to whatever he tries to bring to them, because Bill Belichick's the type of coach where he will say one thing to try to get you to do another thing. He kind of bait you into something, and I think especially with the Bears running game and how how successful the Bears running game has been compared to their passing game. Uh, whether he will bait them to throw the ball. Who knows in that aspect of things, but on the offensive end, when it comes to the offensive line, there might be a shuffling in the guard. So it was reported by David Kaplan from NBC Sports Chicago that the Bears are going to bench Sam Mustipher, and that the new lineup in front of Justin Fields is going to be Braxton Jones. Excuse me. The new lineup in front of Justin Fields will be Braxton Jones at left tackle, Michael Schofield at left guard, Lucas Patrick at center, Tevin Jenkins at right guard, and Larry Borom at right tackle. If that's the thing that happens, which I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I wouldn't mind, just because I feel like they need some kind of jolt. The offensive line does, so it needs something, whatever it is, because of what they've I guess you could say allowed, right, this season. The pressure, the
Mm-hmm.
sacks. And I think you've mentioned it before on a different episode, but it has been a league where a lot of the offensive lines are weak. But this is just one of the weakest ones, if not the weakest one.
Well, the thing about it is, Lucas Patrick, they brought him in to be the center. He's very familiar with Luke Getsy, coming from Green Bay and with this offensive system. He understands the protections, and that's what he has. This is what he was brought here to do. He got injured, hurt his hand, his right hand where he snaps the ball with, so he hasn't been able to play the center position. But it's time. If he's 100% healthy with that hand and he's able to snap the ball and, do all the things that he needs to do, as far as being a center, without, fear of getting hurt, and, you know, he should be the center. That's what they recruited him and signed him to do. They gave him money to play center. Also, I think I'm excited because now we don't have to do this shuffling and subbing in and subbing out of Tevin
Mhm.
Jenkins with he and him. I think Tevin Jenkins, why he's had his, bad moments. Everybody on this line has had his bad moments, but he's been a monster in the run game, and really getting after it. And he does have that when he's blocking in the run game. You do see that level of nastiness and him giving to the second level and cleaning guys out. And you need to let him play. You know, um, and I don't know what it is, with Kevin Jenkins and this, with this front office and this coaching regime, coaching staff, but I think he's shown enough where he should be the starter, and he should get all the snaps, barring injury, on the offensive line and right guard. So I'm just happy for that. So we don't have to see that anymore. Michael Schofield, he's a veteran. Um, hopefully he can give us something because nobody. I mean, it's been bad. So, I mean, hopefully, it is what it is. But I do like this move with Lucas Patrick. You talked about Bill Belichick. They're definitely going to game plan something to get to Justin and get in his head a little bit, and do some tricks with that defense. And having a veteran at center to call out those line protections uh, within the system that Lucas Patrick is here to do, and I think that will help tremendously because I think you talked about baiting them to do something else. Well, Justin Fields is going to have to play football. He's going to have to get better. He's going to have to make the easy throws because the New England Patriots are not going to let the Bears. They are not going to allow the Bears to just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. He's going to have to throw. He's going to have to throw.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to what I was saying. I think that if you know they are if their game plan is to stop the run game, it's almost like they're going to bait the Bears to just throw. And we'll see. I mean, the thing is too. Also, I want to see how the Bears react to that. If they, especially against a Patriots team like that, that it is actually, I feel like overachieved, right? I mean, at 3-3, I don't think.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess overachieved with the absence of Mac Jones. I mean, I'm sure maybe a lot of people. I don't know how you feel about Mac Jones, but I mean, he's been in the playoffs before, and depending on the team doesn't have as many weapons as I guess as they used to have, but they what do you think about their quarterback? The whole whether it's going to be Zappy or Jones. Obviously, Jones is
Zappy,
questionable.
Zappy.
yeah, yeah, Jones is questionable as of right now. But if he doesn't play, it'll be Zappy. What do you think about his play so far?
You know what? I think that Zappy is in the right place at the right time with Bill Belichick. He's proven that he can win. Um, without the starter. I think, that one year that they lost, Tom Brady for the year, Matt Castle came in and won 10 games for him. He's also had success with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. He's had success with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. So he's, I think, this Patriots team, and with Bill Belichick as the mastermind, they found a way to put their guys in um, the best position to succeed. And like I said before, he's a coach that does whatever it takes to win. Um, they had one game last year, where they ran the ball and only threw the ball 4 times, but they won the game. So, that might be an exaggeration, but it's pretty much what it was like. Uh, so he's proven that he'll do what it takes, and with the Bears being so porous against the run, and allowing so much yardage on the ground. I know they like the second year running back Ramondre Stevenson. I think I said his name right, but
Mhm.
he's having a lot of success, and I expect to see a heavy dose of him Monday night because the Bears. We talked about the offensive line so much being bad, but the defensive line is probably worse.
Yeah.
so so I think one of the reasons that is, because we look at Justin and we focus on Justin and what he's not doing and how much, help he doesn't have or, the mistakes that they're making that, we forget about how bad the defensive line is playing right now. And, they can't stop anybody on the ground. And I think it's going to continue Monday night.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, and I was going to bring him up too. Ramondre Stevenson is the fact that he's seventh in the league in rushing yards with 448. So he's definitely no one to take lightly. We're going to focus a little bit on the Bears running back game, though. Obviously, it's been one of their strengths this year, but like I said, I saw some chatter on Twitter and stuff like that, just people talking about, and there's opinion pieces of whether they should give the ball more to Khalil Herbert. Wanted to get your opinion on that. Khalil Herbert leads all offensive players in the NFL with 6.4 yards per carry. And Montgomery, who obviously missed, I believe he's just missed a game, right? Just missed a game or so,
Mm-hmm.
is averaging 4.0. So, kind of what is it? Just a blip? Is it just Herbert right now being, having a hot start to the season, or is it, should the Bears stick with Montgomery?
Well, Khalil Herbert is a very, capable, running back. He's proven it last year and this year, and he runs hard. With that being said, I won't take anything away from him, but when you look at the overall, what David Montgomery means to this team, as far as blocking, blitz pickup, catching the ball out of the backfield, that's where he, is a step ahead of Khalil Herbert, being able to do everything, and it's good that you have somebody like Khalil Herbert to rely on, like, when David, Montgomery needs a break or, when he's hurt. Um, Khalil Herbert is more than capable of stepping in. But I think they they definitely should try, to get Khalil Herbert some more touches. But the number one back is still David Montgomery, for those reasons. And I mentioned before, the blitz pickup, being able to catch the ball out of the backfield, just those things. I think, David Montgomery is ahead of Khalil Herbert on.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's definitely something to watch this, for the rest of the season. Obviously, Montgomery might not be with the team next year, So
Hmm.
as being a free agent, so this
I
could be a
mean, yeah, like, and that's the thing. I think people are trying to, read the tea leaves a little bit,
yeah. Mm,
as far, as far as what's going to happen, with the future. David Montgomery, his contract is going to be up. But, right now, the Bears are in a position of strength with him in negotiation because they do have Khalil Herbert. I
mhm.
I don't think the free agent market though, as far as running backs, is going to be really competitive. There's going to be a
Mhm.
lot of guys out there, and so, we'll see what happens with David Montgomery. But for right now, he's still the number one back.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right. Well, hopefully the Bears can get a win. Before we go, though, I did one want to get your prediction. What you think is going to happen this game? For me, I was going to say, for me, I would say that Justin Fields scores a rushing touchdown. That's going to be my prediction. Do you have any predictions this week?
When Justin Fields scores a running touchdown, you know what? I keep talking about this. I think that Cole Kmet is going to need to have a bigger role in this offense, especially against the New England Patriots. And they need to figure out a way to get him more involved, and this is the way to do it. Um, Definitely, the New England Patriots are going to stop the run. They're going to do what they can to stop the run. They're not going to allow the Bears to stop the run. Also, you said Justin Fields to have a rushing touchdown. I do think Bill Belichick is going to use a spy on Justin. So if you're using a spy on Justin, that spy cannot cover the tight end. Cole Kmet will be open. Get Cole Kmet the ball.
There you go. Feed him the rock.
Yeah.
And then also, we'll call it a bonus snap here. I wanted to get your opinion on the big deal that happened this week with CMC, Christian McCaffrey going to the 49ers. Kind of
Hmm.
what's your quick thoughts on that?
You know what? I like Christian McCaffrey a lot. He's,
Mhm.
one of those do it all backs, and him going to San Francisco just made me think, a Roger Craig type, from back in the day. Somebody who could run hard and also catch the ball out of the backfield. And San Francisco gave up a lot for him, and
Mhm.
they kind of pushed the chips in. And I understand why the NFC is up for grabs right now. Some of the teams that you thought were going to dominate and be at the top are not there. You know, Tampa Bay is not looking like themselves. Green Bay is, looking very pedestrian. The Rams don't look as dominant as they did last year. And so San Francisco sees this opportunity, to, kind of push their chips in and go for it. They got the defense. I think, you never want to see anybody get hurt, but this is kind of like the silver lining for them because Jimmy Garoppolo does win, you know, in San Francisco. He has a winning record. He gets the team to the playoffs. So this is an opportunity for them to, kind of go for it. With that being said, they gave up a lot for a guy that gets hurt a lot. And so, that'd be, if he can stay healthy and perform, he's going back home, he's from Stanford, maybe he'll be a little bit more motivated, to stay on the field. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think I'm 100% on you on that fact that I think they gave up too much. Uh, but I think what they're doing is I think they see the NFC, and I think they see the way things are going, and like they think they have a great opportunity to make it to Super Bowl this year. And I think that they've surprised us before, and some of the things they've done or some of the runs they've gone on. But this year, who knows with whoever quarterback? I feel like whatever quarterback, which I think is going to be obviously Garoppolo, or not, I think he is going to be Garoppolo, the quarterback for the rest of the season. I mean, we've seen him do it before, so we'll see what happens. But it's going to be something to watch for the rest of the season for sure. And hopefully McCaffrey stays healthy because he is exciting to watch when he does stay healthy. All right, so for
Mm-hmm.
Week 7, War Media pregame. The Bears take on the Patriots on Monday night. Hopefully, they can get a W and snap that 3-game losing streak. All right. So, Joe, you have a good one. Enjoy the game, and we'll see everyone next week.
Likewise. Peace.